There
Okay.
are.
All right. All right. Hi, guys. It's Tracy and Heidi with Team Faithfully Fit and Team Fit and Fearless. And we are running the conference call, the Zoom call tonight. It is November, my computer says this 11th, but it's really the 16th. So we are going to be talking tonight a little bit about how important it is for you guys to be thinking about your coaches for 2017. Before we started recording this call, Heidi and I were talking a little bit about how imperative it is that if you wait until the time when you're supposed to grow or you're supposed to hold rank or you're supposed to get ready for a challenge group, you've already missed the boat. So the point in this call is to talk to you guys about things that you can do now in November and December to prep for new coaches. For those of you that are watching this recording, if you are, and many of you, I'd say 80% of this team has a goal of getting to 2-star diamond for 2017. So if that is the case and you want to get to 2-star, then you might as well go for Premier Coach. If your goal is to be a 5-star diamond coach by the end of next year, then you also want to go for Elite. So this call is not to necessarily talk about Premier or Elite, but what I will say for those of you that are somewhat aware of it is that the way that you earn Elite and Premier points is by the duplication of your business. So the more coaches that you have toward the very beginning of the year that can help you earn points toward Elite and Premier, the better you are going to be set up to earn those titles, which come with lots and lots of perks. If you wait until July to get a bunch of coaches, you've already missed 6 months of the year. So first quarter is always huge, not only for Elite and Premier, but just because you're getting coaches that are starting in the busy part of the year. You're getting them excited about the business opportunity. You're getting them excited about helping other people. And when you do that, then those people, by the time Summit rolls around in the summertime, they come to Summit, they're excited about the company, they're excited about what we have going, and they push through the second half of the year, taking people and helping people that want to get fit after the summer, that want to get fit in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that want to get fit in December before January comes and get ahead of the pop. So recruiting coaches is a super, super important part. And for you as a coach and a business owner, you can spend all day long signing up challenge packs, but when you're signing up one person as a challenge pack, you're basically just making a transactional business. When you take someone and you sell them a challenge pack and you get them transformed into a new them, whether that's emotional, mental, financial, physically, and you convert them to love the products that we use, and they decide to share the business, that then duplicates your business. And every coach on this call, if you want to hit goals, your business has to be duplicated. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to get right on to our announcements. This is super, super key. I'm actually going to let Heidi talk a little bit about this. You guys have seen it on the Poach page. It's really important for those of you that are trying to earn the Diamond Retreat, which now has new revised goals because we want the willing to be there. Success Club, October, November, December stays the same. But instead of having to hold diamond for the last 7 weeks of the year, you only need to hold diamond for the last 6 weeks of the year. So you have until November 24th, which is Thanksgiving, to start earning your rank of diamond. So Wednesday night is a big night. I don't wait till Wednesday night. I'm too much of a planner. I start earlier. But I'm going to let Heidi talk about what her process is because she's been managing 3 business centers on her own for a long time. That's a big job, and she's constantly checking. So do you want to talk a little bit about how you kind of keep that in check? I think you might be on mute.
The slide that I see, Tracy, is the one that says social media 5 posts between now and the new year.
Thank you. That is wrong. Let's start over here. How's that?
Okay, now I'm on announcements.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, so you wanted me to talk about how I kind of keep track of each business center?
Yeah.
In terms of like my customers, my coaches, the orders, that sort of thing, or more so keeping track and qualifying for a certain rank?
Just keeping track. Like, what do you do before a Thursday to make sure that you've got active coaches and that you've got like, no surprises Thursday morning where you're like, oh my goodness, I've lost rank, right? You always want to know what's going to happen.
Yes. Okay. So I will say I'm a lot more on top of this when I am trying to, qualify for a bonus or qualify, like when I'm getting down to the wire. I am a lot more laser focused on this. So I can't say that I'm, awesome every single week. But what I do is I do look usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like those are the 3 days that I really focus on. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Friday sometimes it looks a little bit, Thursdays and Fridays, I'm not always sure if it's accurate. So I really take a look at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And so what I do is I actually pull a report so I can see when the last order somebody, when they receive their last order, when it comes to my coaches, because obviously customers don't affect necessarily rank. So I have a separate process for my customers, but for my discount coaches, what I do is I go through and I just look at when they're going to be getting their next order. And if for some reason we're getting close and, I'm a little nervous about it, or I'm not really sure if that person has just disconnected from me for some reason, that's really when I start to notice that I need to check in with them, is if they're just not really communicating with me much. Then I will reach out to them. And I think, Tracy, you may have mentioned this on a call, but I will say, something like, hey, just wanted to, check in and see how things are going and you hitting your goals. I make it very, very general, and they'll say, oh, everything's going great, or, whatever it may be. And then I'll talk about the next challenge group, make sure I get them in. If I start to see that they've missed 1 month of not getting their shake, then what I usually will say, and actually just had this conversation today with someone, I usually will say, hey, I noticed that your account is inactive. Usually that happens after you've missed maybe one shipment of Shakeology. Errors happen, so I wanted to touch base with you first before I researched or looked into it for you with Beachbody. Did you skip your pay, or did you skip your shake? Or I'll just kind of ask a question. And I've done that in the last couple of days, and one in particular said, hey, can you call me in about an hour? And I called her and she was like, I changed my credit card and for some reason it didn't go through, but I don't know why. Like, it was as simple as that. So instead of us assuming that they're quitting or that they don't like Shakeology or that there's some issue, I didn't assume. I just sent them a message, and she was like, yeah, that's what do I need to do to change it? I walked her through how, and it's done. So being proactive with it and not assuming the worst is what I've done with my people.
When I was brand new and I would see them turn red, I literally would get like agita, and I'd be like, I'm just not going to talk to them. I'm just going to see what happens.
For sure. Oh, for sure. Like, I was like, oh, they hate me. There's something I did wrong. Like, I totally made it about myself. So now that's what I do, like just on, regular people. But when it comes to like actually hitting a rank, when you have to hold it for a certain amount of weeks or commit, you're getting a bonus. I am over the top meticulous, because I will look and see, okay, so-and-so gets their orders on October 15th. That means they're going to get one on November 15th. And I will reach out to them 2 weeks before and say, hey, how are things going? How are you liking your shakes? Like, I really try to connect with them. And it was the best thing that I've ever done, because it got me closer to those people.
Yes.
It forced me to actually go deeper with them and find out, are they drinking them every day? And so on. Yeah. So I think it's just all about, the reason behind it is for us to stay on top of our business, but at the same time, it forces us to get closer and connect with our coaches on a higher level.
Yes.
So I really prioritize that. And then customers, I obviously look and see if it's been a while since they've ordered Shakeology and so on.
Right. That's great. That's a great point. This week, I made it a point to go through my husband's account, because he had like a ton of inactive people. And I just don't like to see inactive people for several reasons. One, I feel bad that they're paying the $15 every month if they don't really understand. And I think I was talking to Pam about this last night, and we were talking about like how many times you say something to somebody or you write it out in a post, and like they just don't get it. And then like 6 months later, you'll do like a video or you'll have a conversation. They're like, oh, I didn't know that. And you're like, oh my goodness, like how many times have I said? So I called every single one of them. So I feel proud about the fact that 2.5 years, almost 2.5 years ago when I started, I would run away from inactive people. Now I give them a month, right? I let them go a month. I'm not going to be overbearing and I'm not going to pressure them. But after that month, if I see that they have then missed the date for the second bag, I call them and I'll say, hey, like I had this phone call today and she answered the phone. I think you need my credit card, just to Heidi's point. And I was like, actually, no, I wasn't calling about your credit card, but if you want to give it to me, I'll take it because I've got Christmas shopping coming up, you know? And she was like, oh, they need a new credit card. So that's instantly I knew that it was because of that. And I said, actually, I was calling about the fact that you're inactive. And I also wanted to find out if you were on the wrong account. Like maybe you shouldn't be a coach. Maybe we should cancel your coach account. And that's a scary thing to say for a brand new coach, especially who's trying to build rank. But I don't want coaches, and I'm going to stop calling them discount coaches because a coach is a coach, right? But I don't want coaches on our team who don't want to be here, right? Or who don't want to commit to it. And if it's not in the best interest of them in this time for their life, then I will take them and cancel their account and they can just be retail and order when they need it. And ironically, all 4 calls that I had today, all of a sudden my husband was a shaky diamond. Guess what? Now he's a strong diamond. I've done this before and it's gone the opposite where I'm like, oh, okay, I got some work to do to rebuild, but at least I'm going to rebuild with the right people.
Yeah.
So we'll get off our soapbox about that. Okay. We did a power hour the other day. We've canceled the noon Zoom calls. Maybe we'll revisit those at the beginning of the year. I think it's such a nutty time for everybody right now that it was just a little bit tricky. So what we did though, we did a live power hour and it was Tanya, Suzanne, and myself. And honestly, there wasn't a lot of chit chat going on. We sort of made it fun and we're like, okay, how about this? We're going to set the timer for 15 minutes. We're all going to start inviting and let's see who's invited the most. And so we all sort of started inviting and we'd stop and we'd chat. Something came up, a question came up. We shared a best practice. We were like, okay, now, you know, we all kind of talked about our goals at the beginning of the call. Suzanne ended up sending out some links. I ended up putting up a post. Tanya ended up I forget what she was doing, but the point was, is we got done with the hour, which flew by. They were all levels, right? So I've been doing it for almost 2.5 years. Suzanne's been doing it for 6 months. Tanya's been doing it for 2 months. So all different experience levels, all kinds of cool things happening on what we were doing with our power hours. And we just knew that at the end of it, we would get some production done. And I have to say, it was one of my best power hours. I got more out of it because it was fun. I'm sitting there looking at their faces. All you hear is the clicking of the computer as we're all typing. And we all got more invites out than we said that we did when we did power hours by ourselves earlier that week. So we're going to do them as a team. There can be 20 of us on the call. There can be 2 of us on the call. But just know that if you are carving out when you're going to work, you can do a power hour with the team. You can mute us. You don't have to listen to us. You can just see us. You can check in every once in a while. But they were awesome. So there is no call next week because everyone will be busy digesting their turkey. And then the next week we have a Zoom call, and then 12/7 will be the next power hour. Okay, couple questions that people have asked about how to keep coaches active. This image is in the Poach page. If you have a spousal account, a mom account, a child account, whatever, you can order something different than Shakeology to earn your 50 PV. This gets confusing, but if you're talking about a spouse account and you're trying to get that spouse to earn Success Club, in order for someone to be eligible for Success Club, they do have to have an HD order. Okay, but just to be active, you just need 50 PV. So for instance, my husband, I never give him Success Club points anymore. He doesn't count toward any of my elite points. There's no reason. All I do is upgrade coaches to his account. So technically, he just needs 200 or he needs 100 because he's a diamond. He's 100 because he's a diamond coach. Maybe he's a 1-star, but I don't think you need 200 till you're 2-star. Anyway, 100 PV. So I don't necessarily have to get Shakeology through Stefan's account. I could make somehow 100 PV up through like getting some eye cream and some core comfort mats and a Fixate cookbook. Like you can mix and match stuff to make a coach active. So I hope that makes sense. But that's just to give you guys some info. If you are trying to get your husband to earn Success Club for one reason or the other, he needs to be on an HD order. Sound good? Okay. Wanted to recognize Tanya. So last week, Tanya got in her car, took her girls to their little day school that they go to, and she went and met with 10 people face-to-face. Face-to-face, came home, signed up 4 coaches. So she signed these people up through face-to-face contact by reaching out to some friends, by just meeting them, having coffees, having teas, having lunches, having visits, dropping off Shakeology packets, talking about her new venture, what she's doing. And she's like treated it like a road day, like she was in an outside sales job, which is what she comes from. So anyone who's been in an outside sales job knows that when you've got a big road day, those are great days because you're out interacting and talking to people. And she came home and signed 4 coaches. And the cool thing is the reason she brought on 4 coaches is because as she was having those face-to-face conversations, she was like, okay, here are your goals. I understand what they are. This is going to take some time. I need a 90-day commitment. I need you drinking Shakeology. I need you in my challenge group, so we're going to bring you right on as a coach. Totally the right thing to do because she's setting the expectation that it's not going to be a quick fix. So she definitely is on the leaderboard for the most coaches in 1 week, which was awesome. And I just love the fact that she's just now starting to build her social media, but she went straight to her warm market. She did not sit behind her computer. She went out and got out there. And that, I think, is the personal touch that we can sometimes stray away from because it is easier to sit behind the computer. So awesome job. Juliet definitely wanted to congratulate Amanda. So Amanda's had an incredible physical transformation. If you have not seen Amanda on social media, her transformation is amazing. She and Juliet met because Amanda was actually a free lead that was assigned to Juliet. And Juliet did a really good job building a relationship with Amanda. I mean, she's just darling. Her posts are amazing. And Amanda has been working her tail off, sharing her story. And slowly but surely, she's building a following. And she just got on the leaderboard. She sold her first HD Shakeology order after many, many months of sharing her journey. So if you want inspiration, go ask Amanda for some of her before and after pictures. They are awesome. And she has like every 30 days, she updates to show her whole journey. So awesome job. Okay, so I'm going to burn through these. Kira led our Success Club and Heidi led our recruiting this past October, which was awesome. I know October was tricky for a lot of people, and Heidi was not too far away on Success Club, so Heidi definitely wins the gold star for October. And as of now, I think the last time I looked, you Success Club 16 already?
I thought 15, but maybe 16.
Okay, well, that's a Success Club every day of the month. So awesome job. Heidi's got great momentum right now. So go rub some mojo with Heidi. All these coaches are the coaches that joined us for the month of October, which is super exciting. Our leaderboard is super exciting. There's probably some of you that are missing because we just found out Beachbody had a glitch and not everybody rolled up in the leaderboard. So if you think you should be on here, I'm so sorry. I just found out about that about 30 minutes before the call. So let's now move into our discussion on recruiting coaches. Okay, so Heidi, I'll call you to like interject a little bit because I know you've got some awesome perspective, but I think the message has been so clear, at least from Platinum Edge, for those of you that went, also from the 5-star Diamond retreat that I just came from. I think Summit, we started to touch on it a little bit this past summer, but there's just such a big theme about really getting back to pretending like we're all challengers again, right? And I got so much feedback from our own team, and it was just for 2 weeks, but our own team challenge group that we did where everyone had to post their before and after pictures and really pick a program that they hadn't done before. I thought that was so fun just to see like the excitement and the transformations that happened in only 14 days. I mean, some of you guys had incredible transformations. So I've been doing some one-on-one calls with some of the people on our team, and we're sort of brainstorming, not sort of, we are definitely brainstorming about how to go into the new year. And the fact is that we want to start doing those good best practices now. So one thing is to make sure that you have, because I know not everybody is on Streak, and that's fine. You guys can use your own thing. I am a huge Streak proponent. All of my personally sponsored coaches, they are going to be on Streak by March of 2017. It is like, I believe in it so much because the last 2 months, Streak has been what has saved me in terms of my Success Club, because there is fortune in the follow-up. And I'll get to that next Zoom call. But a lot of you guys don't have Streak set up. So you all may or may not know this, but if you go into your back office and you go under My Business, My Customers, it looks like this, where it's got all your customer information, and you can keep scrolling and you can see any person that you've brought on as a challenger, any person that's been assigned a free lead to you, where you might not know exactly what they purchased, and then every single Success Club lead. So every person is going to be listed in your customers, okay? If you go to the where you can export it, you can pull the drop-down box and you can make an Excel document on every single customer, and you click export and it will pop up and it will give you all of their information. So you can print it, you can play around with it, you can stick it in a Google Drive, you can do whatever you want, but it's a great way to just get a quick glance of what's happening. You can take your columns tinier, you can make your columns go, I mean, whatever. And if you're really not that great at Excel, or if you need help, ask Faithfully Fit, okay? She's got a couple of hours, not a ton, but if you need help with reporting and you're like, hey, I just need 30 minutes of your time, she will give you a PayPal invoice and she can help you with this kind of stuff. So don't get overwhelmed like, oh my goodness, I have to do this. But what I would do is I would get a list of every single one of your customers, okay? And then go through every single one in your back office and do the same thing for your coaches, okay? So you go to your My Back Office, My Sponsorship Drill Down, My Business, My Sponsorship Drill Down, and you can do the same thing and list every single coach, okay? Discount coach, selling coach, they're all the same. And make an Excel document there, okay? And now you've got 2 Excel documents. You can merge them. If you know Excel, you can make another tab and you can do one for customers, one for coaches, but get a list of who you're, like, you already have been working for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 25 months, whatever. You've already put in all this work with all these people. So let's go back through, before we focus on getting more people, let's go back to the ones we already have. So what I've done with my own is I've gone through and I've highlighted, in pink is the color I picked, every single major transformation, or every single person that I've seen before and after pictures, I've seen in person, that has told me. I had one girl that sent me her transformation of her feet, believe it or not. Her feet were covered with eczema and psoriasis, and since drinking Shakeology, they're gone. It's gone. That's a transformation, right? So any sort of transformation, right? And go and highlight all those people in pink. I don't care if they're active. I don't care if they're drinking Shakeology. Just highlight them. Then go through all of your people and highlight the ones that have stopped drinking Shakeology, that are inactive if they're coaches, or that, like, you just have no idea what they bought because they were a free lead from Beachbody, and highlight them as yellow. So now you've got 2 different people, right? The ones that are transformation, the ones that have had the transformations. Let's talk about them. These are the people that you are going to re-engage and eventually ask to be a coach. Now, before I give you this like little quick blurb, you're not going to go highlight them all in pink and then and you haven't talked to them in 3 months and send them a note inviting them to be a coach right off the bat. That's yucky, right? What you're going to do is you're going to just start probably with inviting them to a freemium or a challenge group, right? A lot of us have Core to Force challenge groups starting on the 28th of November. A lot of us have some sort of freemium starting on December 5th. Some of you guys are doing December, what's the next one? 12th maybe? So invite them to something like that. Tell them how much you've missed them. Ask them how they're doing. Have they been able to maintain the transformation that they had? Whatever, right? But put these people, if you're using Streak, put these people in your potential coach pipeline. And put touch 1, touch 2, touch 3. Talk to them. Send them a note. Call them. Or call them and then send them a note. But talk to them for at least like 3 or 4 times to get the rapport going back with these people again, which is why we start in November, right? Because by the time January comes around, maybe that's when you're going to invite them to be a coach. When the time is right, maybe you get them back into a challenge group. Maybe you help them get back to their transformation. When you get them into a group because you want to work with them again on their transformation so that they can be re-inspired to potentially coach, you're going to obviously have a strategy for the November 28th or the January 9th health bet. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But when you're ready to invite somebody about being a coach after they've had a transformation, I usually say something like this. And this was like dictated. I think I was like dictating to Tracy T when she wrote this. So it might not be my best grammar, but something like, I'm so sorry we've not spoken in a while. If you have not talked to this person that you're reaching out to in more than 30 days, you owe them an apology for not talking to them for a while. Okay? I'm learning very quickly. One of the goals that I've set, and I'm not as great as Heidi about posting them in the Poach page, but my goal for this month is to talk to 10 people on the telephone each week. And I'm going to increase that number when May starts to go to school longer, because there's no reason that I cannot crank out my own power hour and then crank out another hour where I am talking to people. I've got a dinner tomorrow night with a discount coach. I haven't talked to her in 6 months. That is shame on me. So I'm like, I owe this girl dinner. She has been so instrumental in helping me with referrals. I'm going to do Country Heat with Boy Scouts as a favor for another discount coach that I have not talked to probably in 3 months. Shame on me. So I am telling you that it is making a difference when I'm reaching out and they're like, oh, I have a favor. Okay, I can help you. This is where we as coaches help people. It just doesn't have to be about their own transformation. She's like, I don't know what to do with the Boy Scouts. I'm supposed to do something with health and fitness. Do you think maybe you could do size? I'm like, size is a little bit crazy for Boy Scouts, so maybe we'll stick to Country Heat. And you guys all know Country Heat, but I'm going to do it for her. So anyways, you owe an apology if you haven't spoken to this person in 30 days. I was thinking about you recently because as the year is coming to a close, or maybe you say as the year is just starting, wherever you're sending this note, I'm thinking about my coaching business and I'm reflecting on all my customers who had amazing transformation and you were one of them. Should have talked to you about this sooner, but I want you to know that the more I think about the obstacles that you've overcome and the progress you've made, you would be a great coach. The reason I think you'd be a great coach is because, boom, this is where you make them feel like $1 million. And if you haven't taken the time to personally tell them how amazing they inspire people, this is where you do it. And you fill their cup. Then I always give them the out so that they do not feel weird pressure, right? So this may or may not be a good fit or the right time for you. I always say that, hey, this may or may not be right for you, because I never want someone to be like, oh, okay. I went to a jewelry party today, and after I ordered my $175 worth of jewelry, she came up to me and she was like, you've earned 50% off. Here, let's look. What else would you like to get for 50% off? And I was like, oh, this feels like I just bought $175 for the jewelry. This feels heavy for me. You don't want to do that. You know, a better approach would have been like, hey, you may or may not be interested, but you did earn 50% off if there's anything else you'd like. But if you feel good with your purchase, that's okay too. That would have made me feel a lot more comfortable than me having to be like, I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. So always give them the out, right? This may or may not be a good fit or the right time for you, but I truly believe your story and transformation would inspire others to make major changes in their health and fitness. And then we always want to end with a question, not let me know. That doesn't work. We finish with, I would love to speak with you more about this. So if this is something that you would like to discuss, can we talk? Right? So you've got your own gig. I'd probably tweak that a little bit. It's a little long. I'd probably tweak, where'd the rest of my slides go? I'd probably tweak it a little bit. It's weird. That's okay. We can, oh, there it is. Okay. So I would probably tweak it a little bit, but that right there is just something really cool to send out to them. But that is, again, after you get to the point that you feel like you are connecting with this person again after their transformation, whether to keep them on the wagon or get them back on the wagon. I'm going to stop for a second. Anything you want to add to that, Heidi?
Honestly, it was really good. I mean, only thing I would say is just to back you up on what you were a couple slides before in terms of pulling the reports.
Yes.
With all your customers.
Yes.
When I was trying to, I forget what I was trying to do. I think I was trying to get my second business center back. I don't know what I was trying to do, but I was trying to do something to get to upgrade coaches, and I needed to upgrade 4 to 5 coaches. And that is exactly what I did. And when I pulled that report, all the customers, I was like, oh my gosh, I have like 7 on here that absolutely have, transformations that I could talk to. And I ended up getting 4 that were interested in getting into the training. So
that's where you got your people who are in Rock the Basics right now?
Yep. It was me. I mean, some of them I had been like really, talking to obviously, but over time, but a couple of them I was like, why have I not approached this person before? Like, this is crazy. So it just, I don't know, it just triggered my thought process in another way. Yeah. And I definitely got no, it's not a good time, but you know what? I have been, the most shocking words I got were, I have actually been thinking about this. And I'm like, you have? Like, I haven't even brought this up to you. You've been thinking about it? So that opened up my eyes to how many others have I signed up as customers or coaches that have not shared the business that I have not approached. And it's very rare for people to come to you. Yeah. Very rare.
It is. They just don't. Don't. But when you come to them, even if they say not a right time, the seed is planted. And I will say that Heidi's 4 people who are in Rock the Basics right now, none of them did the coaching opportunity call because Heidi got on the phone individually with each of them. So again, like I remember when I first started, I told Stefan, I'm like, this is crazy. I'm signing people up for challenge packs over email. I don't even have to talk to people on the phone. This job is easy. But I was in my first month as a coach. I had no idea. I'd never been in a challenge group before. I didn't know what a coach really did. I was just like, they want to buy some Shakeology. I don't know where this is going to go. So I was so wrong, because what I did was I was signing all these people up as coaches because I didn't know that we had the retail customer. And then 3 months later, they're like, why have I gotten $45 of $15 fees? I was like, I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that. So anyway, I think that's a great point. Okay. My slides are not working. So here's what we do then. So you guys have gone through all your coaches. You've gone through all of your customers. You've highlighted the ones that have had transformations, and you've highlighted the ones that are inactive. The ones that are inactive, get them on the phone and find out, or reach out to them via email. If it's someone that you don't really know, they might be freaked out if you call them, right? And just find out what is your game plan? What's your game plan for 2017? Does it include using any Beachbody programs? Do you need help with your nutrition? Would you like to talk to me about being in a freemium where it's no cost to you and we just sort of get our relationship started, or we get a working relationship started? Just reach out, right? And you can have some sort of a script that you can send to some of these people. You can copy and paste. We're not asking to write a personalized one for each person, but just get some rapport going. If you are using Streak, make sure that you're putting all these people in potential challenge groups, right? So that's your potential challenge group section. And again, that's where that list grows. I now have over 100 people in my potential challenge group. And that's the first place I go every time I'm going to start inviting for an upcoming freemium or challenge group. So make sure that you're reaching out to those. And then you want to also look then and take a blue highlighter, and we're going to highlight everyone who's currently in challenge groups, everyone who is currently a coach, even if they're not coaching. And now these are people that you can say, hey, I just wanted to call you to say thank you. You have been in the last 3, 6, 9, you've been in 4 challenge groups over the course of 2016. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that support in my coaching business. And sometimes those are the people where, like the girl that was like, can you do country heat? I was like, only if you promise to become a coach, like a real coach. She's like, not in a million years. I'm like, okay, I'll be there. You know, like you can still do it for fun. And the girl I'm doing the country heat thing for the Boy Scouts, she's been in probably every single one of my challenge groups for 2 years. She'll probably never be a selling coach, but you know what? She's just as valuable to our team because she contributes to all of our groups. So take the people and thank them and show them your appreciation. And you probably have a relationship with these people. Ask these people if they want to be a coach. Ask them, right? I ask one girl probably every single month. I know she'll be a coach at some point. And now she's like laughing about it. She's like, I know at that time of the month, you're going to ask me if I want to be a coach. I'm not ready yet, someday. And I'll just keep going. I'll give her space and we keep it light and airy, but I want her to know how much I appreciate her. Some of those people you might want to send something for the holidays. Maybe you go get like small packets of chia seeds. Maybe you now in November order little packets of Hydrate and you pick like your 20 best challengers and you send them a Hydrate packet. You know, thank you for keeping me full of life and energy and enthusiasm, something to just show a token of appreciation for those that have stuck by you. Okay. So then you're going to get all of your people in your challenge group, whether it be 1128, whether it be the Health Bet, and whether if you're using Streak, you're going to put those people in your live challenge group pipeline. And then you're going to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 touches. And you're going to talk to these challengers 8 times in a 21-day challenge group, right? So that's about 3 times a week plus 1 time before they get started. And I want you to really set a goal of doing your next challenge group and in your power hour, saving about 20 minutes of it to only talk to challengers. Or spend your commute to work calling 2 challengers. Or spend your Saturday morning before your kids come up writing a really cool note to the challenger, telling them how much you appreciate them. Or posting something on your Facebook page. Like I think Dina just did this. Dina does a great job of this. Posting like, hey, I want to congratulate my person so-and-so who just finished their first challenge group. That's awesome. That would obviously count as a touch. But out of those 8 touches, 3 of them have to be phone calls. Just try it and see what a difference it makes in the way those people are engaged and the way you feel as a coach knowing that you are giving them all of you, right? So try that with the challenge group, right? And just see what happens. And again, who are your people at the end of the challenge group that had a transformation? If they had a transformation, you have to ask them to be a coach. Or tell them why they'd be a great coach. Okay? All right. Last point, and then I'll hang up. And I'm sorry I don't have slides for this. But it's your social media. Let me see if I can get it to work one more time. No, it's not working. Okay. So it's your social media. So we have 6 weeks left of the year. So I don't want to get on a huge social media tangent, but this is also a really great time of the year to work on your engagement. So if you found that you've been one of those people that's had a really hard time with your consistency with social media, if you sort of fell off the wagon over the summer, if you sort of fell off the wagon the month of September, if you've been like hot and cold, that does impact your affinity. So spend this time on Facebook working on your affinity. And honestly, after the election last week, I think that people are like overjoyed to see like uplifting posts based on what's out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if your newsfeed looks like mine, but it's like, I can't even scroll it. Even a week later, I can't even scroll it. Mm-hmm. So I think posting joyful things is awesome. I love the way Heidi always does. I'm going to a Christmas party. Which dress should I wear? A, B, C, or D? She always gets like bombarded with people who have an opinion. Juliet's got a new logo. She put it up on her personal page. Which logo should I pick? She knew what logo she was picking, right? My dad was like, I blew up a turkey last Thanksgiving. It's been like the biggest, funniest joke. And so we knew we were going to New York City for Thanksgiving this year. We're taking a break from cooking. It's my oldest daughter's birthday on Thanksgiving Day. And so we did like, what should we do? Here's the blown up turkey. Here's the parade. What should we do? Blow up a turkey again? Ha, ha, ha. Or go to the parade? People had a gazillion opinions, like strong ones, because people have strong emotional opinions about like, you need to be cooking on Thanksgiving. It's tradition. So take advantage of some of those posts and this time of year right now and get your engagement up. And then 3 times between now and the end of the year, a post about how coaching has changed your life. Not a call to action, right? No other intention other than just to share. I was reflecting about what coaching has done for me, and the group of friends I've gained from our team has given me X, Y, and Z. Or maybe you want to talk about something financial. I was talking to one coach, I won't say her name, but one coach who talks about like how now she goes to the grocery store and she just throws things in the cart, where there was a time before Beachbody that it was not that way. She was looking at prices on everything and tallying it up. If you're going to do a post about finances though, please, please, please post the disclaimer. There's a Beachbody disclaimer. If you post about like Beachbody paying for, like Heidi's going to the 2-star retreat, she'll probably post about what that's going to mean to her about going to the 2-star retreat, and how Beachbody is picking up, you know, her hotel and her expenses. And she will post the disclaimer, which just protects us as distributors. Because I think it was Herbalife is like in a huge lawsuit with too many of their distributors saying like, we make all this money with Herbalife, you can do it too. And if you're falsely making it seem like it's an opportunity where everybody can get rich, our company could get seriously fined. So that disclaimer is in the poach file section. So you just want to spend some time talking about coaching because people are watching. And I always talk about Megan Jones. The reason that she is a coach is because she watched me for a year. She went and read all my posts. She did not really comment on them. I sent her Shakeology in the mail. I don't think I heard from her. I asked her to be in a challenge group. She was like waffling in and out. I was like, this girl is not gonna bite. And she just watched my post for a long time. And when she saw my 2-star diamond retreat post, that's when I got a private message from her. And here we are almost at her 1-year anniversary, and she's a 1-star qualifying diamond coach in 12 months, which is amazing. So people watch, people want to know, people read your posts. So work on the affinity, work on your current people. Yes, it's important to hit Success Club, but if you're taking old people and they are buying new challenge packs, you can still earn Success Club points. You can earn Success Club points on the same person 2 times. So if Heidi Laws buys a challenge pack from me as a customer in January, and then she buys a challenge pack again, she cancels it all and she buys a challenge pack again in November, I can earn Success Club points on her in January and November. Once she like cancels it again and starts over, that's it. They'll give you the points and then they're going to take them away. So it's also a good way to just not worry about bringing in new people, right? And focusing on maybe hitting Success Club with who's already in your back pocket. So that's it. Heidi, did I miss anything that like, is there something that I didn't say that maybe has worked for you that would be good for other people to take with them who are watching this call?
I was just thinking about the coaching posts. So I was thinking you were saying, you know, post at least 3 times. And I thought you made a good point about how Megan noticed that you were traveling. Think about 3 different parts of coaching that could hit 3 different types of audiences. So for example, whenever I get like a handwritten card from Tracy, or like, you know, a little gift or something, I always post it. I'm not like trying to brag like, oh, I got this, more so because I know there's people out there who go, gosh, it'd be so cool if I got something like that. Or this is the biggest thing. My boss is never, not that Tracy's my boss, but she's my mentor, right? So my boss never does anything like that for me. So that's one. Another thing is the social aspect. So one of the girls in my challenge group this week said, wouldn't it be so fun if she's on day 3. Like, she doesn't know any of us. Wouldn't it be fun if we could all get together and have a girls' night? I'm like, well, we're all across the country, so that'd be kind of expensive. And she started she's 6 kids, by the way, 6 kids, and all boys.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Her husband's a basketball coach. Anyway, it's a crazy story. She's awesome. So she said, but you know what? I said, when you're a coach, it feels like a girls' weekend, because when we get together 3-4 times a year, that is exactly the way it feels. That's what I said to her. And she was like, huh. So social aspect, think about maybe the financial aspect, like think about different people's love languages. Yeah. Recognition, that could be another one. Like all the different parts. Maybe it hasn't impacted you, but maybe think about the other coaches on our team and how maybe it's impacted them. And use my story, like leaving a full-time job or whatever, like use other people's stories if you don't have one personally on your own. But I would definitely do that, because like Tracy said, I've had people comment to me about things that I would have never thought of because of some posts I posted about my freedom, working out at 10 in the morning instead of after work or whatever. Yeah. So that's one thing I was going to say is to think outside of just maybe your own, impact, and think about how we take for granted the camaraderie we have, the support that we have as a team. And other people do not have that.
Yes, that is such a good point. And it's instead of like, this is what the coaching has done for me, like really pick out things that would impact others. And it's been interesting because with some of the calls that I've had with current coaches on our team this week, and really revisiting like everyone's why. So important, because I think all of us get foggy on our whys every once in a while, and we have to reevaluate them. Almost every single coach has, of course, everyone wants to help people. Like, let's just push that aside. Like, none of us would be coaches if we didn't. But almost every single coach talked about like how leaving this is not an option because of the net. It's like a net, right? It's the trips, yes, are beneficial for the business, but it's the camaraderie and the friendships that have been established and being part of something bigger than themselves. You don't get that at a gym. You don't get that with a personal trainer. And that's not a driver for me. Of course, now it is, because I have relationships with all of you guys, but I was the one that told Kelly, do not put me in any sort of challenge group or on your Facebook, whatever you do. I don't want to be part of a group. Like, that was like, for me, I'm just like, give me the goal, I will do it. But to hear that, it is out there. There are so many people. That's why challenge groups for some are like what they have to always have. My Country Heat girl that I'm going to go see with the Boy Scouts, if she's not in a challenge group, she's like, I need it. It's my net. So that's a really, really great point. And I think it's important to just kind of go ask coaches on your team, why did you join? What is your why? Why do you stay? And make a list of that so that you can start to create social media posts that talk to all of those answers that you're getting as your team grows.
Great idea.
Awesome. Yep. That's your idea. Awesome. Great idea. I love it. Okay. That is it. I don't want to go too long for those that are those that are watching, and Heidi and I need to go bathe because we are sitting in warm baths with our muscles. We are so sore from quarter force.
Yes.
All right, guys.
I better look hot after this quarter force.
Yeah, exactly. I better have abs. Get your before picture.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
All right. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.